question is, you know what Sunday this is? That's right, it's Palm Sunday. Some biblical scholars say and believe that if Jesus had accepted the kingship at that time over Israel, that they would have made him king over Israel, because all the people wanted him and all the people followed him. And all the people believed in him. The problem is those in authority.
Yeah.
Those who have a position.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
A position that they have to guard, and a position that they feel is being threatened. And that was the problem that Jesus had. So I asked the question, there was a song in Negro Spiritual, went like this: were you there when they crucified my Lord?
Yeah.
We can ask ourselves the question. You can say, well, Brother Danny, that was 2015 years ago. There is no way that I was there. No, you weren't there physically in body, but the same attitudes and the same thing that goes on in you today went on in those people back then. They had the same attitudes, the same thoughts, and they cared about the same things that we care about today. So in a sense, and their needs was the same as what our needs are today. They needed what Jesus brought to offer. They needed salvation.
Yeah.
They needed what He came to give them and what He came to purchase for them. It's like someone said, that Satan in a sense approached God and said, God said, I want to buy everybody back. And Satan said, the price is too high. God said, it doesn't matter, I'll pay it. Mm-hmm. And the highest price that has ever been paid on this earth and in this world's economy is the price that was paid for you and I, and the opportunity we have to become saved and become Christians.
Amen. Yeah.
And it all started at this place 2015 years ago. If you turn in your scriptures, the 11th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Mark, and we begin to get an idea of how it's going to come down, how it's going to happen, and what is going to take place. And when they came nigh into Jerusalem unto Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount of Olives, he sendeth forth 2 of his disciples. He sent them out, and he saith unto them, go your way over against a village, and as soon as you have entered into it, you will find a colt tied whereon never a man sat. Loose him and bring him. And if any man says unto you, why do ye this? Say, the Lord hath need of him. And they went their way, and found the colt tied by the door without a place where 2 ways met. And they loosed him. And certain of them that stood by asked, what do ye loosing the colt? And they said unto them, as Jesus had commanded, and they let them go. And they brought the colt to Jesus, cast their garments on him, sat upon him, and many spread their garments in the way, and others cut down branches off the trees and strewed them in the way. And they went before, and they followed and cried, Hosanna! Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Blessed be the kingdom of our father David that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. And Jesus entered into Jerusalem and into the temple. And when he had looked around about upon all things, now it was eventide had come, and he went out to Bethany with the 12. He comes in, he takes a look around, and then he goes out with his disciples to Bethany. Not a whole lot being said. But I grew up in the 70s. And I grew up during the Vietnam War and the Vietnam era. And the young people during that time didn't especially like a lot of the things that the government was doing. So they adopted this thing they called taking on the establishment. You know what I mean? If they didn't like something, they protested against it and they let it be known that they were taking on the establishment. In a way, and to a certain extent, and sometimes you can get a little forgiveness for this, and the people will say, well, they're just expressing their opinions. But at other times, there are certain things that if you do these things, they're not going to forgive you enough.